Welcome to ChessWhiz Arcade, episode 5. We're building a game called Uprising. It's our first arcade game, so that'd make this season 1. And so far, we've got the chess board and the chess pieces. It's totally playable. Last episode, we just did a few small tweaks. It was a shorter episode, and we just tightened out a few things that we needed in order to make the game fully robust. This episode, we're going cray-cray. We're totally going to refactor the game. Currently, the game is in the browser, completely in the browser, which means you could even be offline and still play it. We're going to change that, make the game communicate with the server and say, hey, I'm moving here, and the server says, great, you can do that. And say, hey, I'm moving here, and the server says, you cheater. That way I can track high scores. That way we can make sure nobody's cheating. Also, and this is key, it's going to enable two-player mode over the internet, because two players can be sending their moves in, and the server will be saying, yes, 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 here's your new score, here's what's going on. So this is really an important re-architecture in order to make the awesomeness level improve. However, it's going to be really difficult. So I'm willing to make that sacrifice because of the awesomeness that awaits. So let's go to full screen view and take a look at Visual Studio and start up the website. See what we've got. We've got Visual Studio. Start. Website, start. So I did a lot of work between episodes, but it was fair work. You know, I consider that working between episodes is cheating because I should be streaming everything I do. Otherwise, you don't really have an idea of what it takes to make this game. But what I did in between was set up the database architecture and all that stuff. So here we've got a new project called ChessWhiz.data that holds the database interface connection to the database, and we're using Entity Framework for the connection to the database, and it's got a context and all that stuff. So I set that up because setting up the database was really hard. It actually took me a long time to get that set up properly. So I'm glad I didn't stream my hair being pulled out. So here, let's show off the game as it stands today. ChessWhiz.tv, arcade, play now. So here's the game, 3, 2, 1, go. One thing we see is it works great. One thing we see is it works great. That's what we can see right now. It's still way too hard. The pieces level up super fast still. So I tried to make it a lot easier and I couldn't do that. So let's pull up the task list now. ChessWhiz.tv, arcade, task list. See what we have to do. We have only one thing to do this episode, build game engine on server side. That's probably going to take more than one episode to do, but we'll see how far we can get. But I also want to clean CSS cleanup. I want to do that, and I also want to tweak difficulty. So first we're going to do the CSS cleanup. So that's in progress right now. Because what we have in the webpage that has the game is there's some CSS that hides some of the website. And I'll show you what this looks like without it, so you can see why it's important. So I've commented that out. So now we'll go back to the game. You can see without it, the chessboard is still covering, but it's tiny. So that's bad. And we've got the header and the footer and all that stuff. So what this CSS does is hide the header and footer. But the bad thing is it's CSS inline, kind of on the same web page as the game itself. So we're going to move it out. That's what this task is. I've got site.css, got an arcade folder. So I'm going to add a new CSS file here, style sheet called arcade.css. And then inside here, I'm going to move this CSS. CSS stands for cascading style sheets, which means nothing. And all of this is 2 tabbed in. So there's that. Now I can just reference this thing. Take that out and reference it. I'm in the body here. Is that going to be a problem? Let's look it up. CSS reference HTML body. I'm no expert, but I have the internet, and which means Stack Overflow. Look at that. I can just copy this. Style works in body, but body can be done before heads here. Elements can be without style for a moment. Oh, that's bad. It is not okay to put a link element in a body tag. Wow. So it turns out all of this is inside the body tag because it uses an MVC layout here. So this is my layout where it renders my CSS. And then way down here it says render body. And this is where all the body goes. So it's inside body. So bad luck for me. I'm not going to refactor any of this because I'm not going to reference. So undo, undo, delete, undo. You know what a good way to undo all this stuff is? Use my source control, not the Explorer. And just say I'm undoing this, this, and this. Undo. So this is where we say, you know that thing I said I would do? Well, I changed my mind. Archive, which is code for trash that thing. Now let's tweak the difficulty. Okay, that's a good way to get the job done, is to just say you're not going to do it. Tweak the difficulty. The difficulty is in the globals in scripts here. Arcade, Uprising, difficulty. Right now, enemy promotion ticks is 180. That means every 180 frames, that's 60 frames a second, so it's every 3 seconds, the enemy promotes up from a pawn to a bishop and so on, which is part of the game. So let's just change that to 300 and try it out and see if that's way too easy or not. This won't take long. Oh, do I really have to run the website? Let's try now. The fun stuff is about to start. We're going to do the server code here in a minute. 3, 2, 1, go. So I need to pretend like I'm a new player who's never played chess before. So let's see. Oh, I need to move my knight. Okay, where does my knight go? Over here. How do I get there? I don't know. This way and this way. Now I got it. Okay, so is this too difficult? Oh no, I can't get there. Oh no, I'm not ChessWhiz, so I'm bad at this game. Oh no, this is so hard. How do I get there? Yes. Okay, so I think that's more reasonable. The game has just become way easier. Now I want to play it, but I should program. That's the problem with programming games. It's like, wow, I could play this game or I could work on it. I would rather. So now it's really easy for people like me, as you can see. Whoa, he's so fast. But we'll live with that. We can tweak more later. So that's done. Tweak difficulty done. And I'm going to just delete this task also, because I already have a tweak difficulty task. Look at that right there. I just tweaked it, but I didn't tweak it well enough. So now the big task, build game engine on server side. Now this is, let me just go full screen here and tell you guys, this is a mistake that a lot of developers make, is they make a task that is too big. It's not granular enough. It's like the task is to make the program, and the problem is it takes too long to make the program. Each task should be like one session. So if you're working a full-time job, that's like an 8-hour day maybe, so it should be like an 8-hour task at most. If it's going to take 2 days worth of time, it should probably be 2 tasks. Otherwise, it's really hard to track your progress. Tops. If you want to break that down, at least somehow. So the mistake I'm making here is this task is probably going to take longer than the episode, so I should break it down. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to say we're going to use a we're going to use a library called Signalr for the client-server communication over WebSockets. So that's going to be a task right now. Whoa, what just happened to it? Everything's gone. Oh no, they're below this add thing. Okay. So integrate Signalr is now my task. So now we're doing that. It's part of server-side development. So I'm going to go to my NuGet packages. This is my package manager. I have a graphical package manager because I'm a Windows programmer. You Mac and Linux programmers, you just type like npm install, and you don't even have to do any work. But I click for a living, so I'm going to do some clicking and be like Signalr. Let's see if it works. It's genius. What's genius? Jean-Pierre François test ne. What's genius? Signalr and Signalr client. Which one do I want? Probably both, right? This package pulls in the server components and JavaScript client required to use Signalr as depending on an application. There's so much. There's a JavaScript client. There's a client. There's core components. There's Owen. There's self-host. Well, we're going to go with the top one and see if it's enough. If it's not, we'll install more things. Package manager complete. So this is a lot of things being done for me. I accept all the license. So I'm actually installing all of these things. Signalr.core, Signalr.systemweb, and Signalr. Good. I want all those things. Signalr is a technology for Microsoft ASP.NET that allows communication between server and client that's one way. So in web development, the website, the client, which is the person's computer, says, I'd like this website, please. Send me the message. And then the server sends back the website. But the server can't send more things. It just sends the website, and then it has to wait for another request. With Signalr, the website at any time could say, here's another message for you. And that's called push. the server's pushing a message. That's really important for this game because I'm sitting here playing this game and I need a pushed message that says, hey, your opponent moved. Even though I didn't say, tell me if your opponent moved, the server told me that the opponent moved. So it's going to be an important feature. Please do not use Express. I'm using Express. Sorry. Oops, I forgot to check in my difficulty tweak, so let's exclude unselected and go tweak difficulty because I'm a conscientious source control user. And now we'll include everything and say added Signalr package. Bam, because look at all that stuff I added. I'm a monster. I added it to source control, which is kind of not what you're supposed to do. It says make my source control huge. Look at those DLLs going in there. I don't care. You shouldn't check your DLLs into source control. Instead, you should have NuGet restore the packages from the internet. But I'm not the right guy for teaching you what to do. I'll teach you what not to do. Okay, so I've got the README here. Please see here for more information to use Signalr. Upgraded from 1 to 2. Not doing that. Getting started. Cool. I'll probably go here actually. Whoa! A web browser inside Visual Studio. Amazing. And now here's why does Signalr hubs return 404? Why do I get my hubs undefined? I'm speed reading all this, so it looks like I need to include this script. Is it added now in here? Signalr folder? I don't see it. So that's going to fail. Let's see if everything still builds and runs. By builds, I mean runs because it's JavaScript. Whoa, I lost. That's terrible. No assembly found containing Owen startup attribute. So this is where you say, ChessWhiz, why didn't you get this set up before you started streaming? It's going to be a headache trying to troubleshoot this with all these peeps watching. But Signalr is such a cool technology, it's going to be worth it as soon as I fix this problem. So the best way to fix problems, guys, this is ChessWhiz in the trenches, so to speak. The best way to fix a problem is, of course, ask Google. So type Signalr and then all the error message and be like, Google, I got this message. Oh, look, Stack Overflow did too. Always the case. So Signalr no longer working. Never read the question, just go straight to the answer. Okay. NuGet didn't upgrade Signalr dependencies properly. That's probably what happened. I have to update Owen. Maybe it's a problem. Well, let's go to my package manager again, and let's go to updates and see if there's Owen can be updated. Because that'd be kind of weird if it could, but YouTube client library. Oh, let's update that. That'd be great. There's this button that says update all. It should be called break all. Okay, so Owen can be updated. So let's just update that. I accepted the licenses because nobody reads licenses. How old are you? Asked Jean-Pierre Foucault has no. Well, you should change your name. I'll update this one because it also has Owen in the name. Oh, I declined the license. Click faster. Bootstrap? Cool. I can update Bootstrap. I better not do that because that really could break everything. jQuery, unobtrusive, modernizer, web grease, validation, Razor, MVC. I can update MVC. Oh, what's the problem? Of course I'll update this. That'd be great. If this thing breaks and the whole website's down, I can always just undo my changes thanks to source control. So all of that's updated now. jQuery. Sure, let's update jQuery. How bad could it be? I don't need jQuery, but why not? Update. Update, close. Okay, so now build and see if this works. My age is in the 20s, currently Jean-Pierre. So appreciate you asking that. That's the 20s. That's the closest you're gonna get. 20 of years, that's like a couple of decades. Okay, let's go see if it works. Reloading good, same error. Let's look at this one. Why are you doing this to me? Why would I need all of this stuff? Extra DLLs in my bin folder? Remove all of the Owen? I don't even remember what Owen is. This is package manager hell. I call this the Nougat Netherworld. I'm going to uninstall Owen. I can't because Signalr requires it. Okay. Signalr is 220. Owen is 301. Is that the problem? 3 is not 2? I'm looking at the versions here. Where's my app start? So somebody says I should this will help me. And look, there's a check mark next to it. Maybe I should read the question. Is that my error? Yeah, that is kind of my error. Should I disable Owen startup? It says how to fix it. Let's try this person. He has a checkbox. Public class startup, public void configuration. What? Why should I have to do this? My package manager should do it for me. Is there anything in my web config about Owen? Owen, searching for Owen. Yeah. Whoops. Owen. There's just that Owen stuff. Man, this is gonna die quick. If I can't even get my libraries to install, then we're not gonna make any progress. If you're watching on YouTube, you should click the gear down there and be like, playback 2x, and then zip through ChessWhiz struggling. That'd be a better idea. Create one class with name startup. This will help you. I'm going to Google the entire error. Pasted that. Bam! Where does this Owen come from and what does he want? Great question. New tab. And this one looks pretty good. Major issues. Let's check out major issues. After 2 days, I've been able to finally get the new Signalr installed. Wow, I should send some hate mail to Scott Hanselman on this one. And look at this, all this blah. I'm faced with another issue. Man, and all he has is problems, look. This is because the runtime's not able to detect a startup class in your assembly. If in your project, try to add an assembly level attribute specifying your startup class. What does the attribute go on? Okay, I'll do this one. I'll put this in my app settings. I'm gonna try it. Where's my app settings? Right in here. Okay. What is this thing? Oh. Fully qualified name of startup class, assembly name. Okay. Now I'll go back to this answer. No, this answer. Here's my startup. It needs to be in my default namespace. So I'm going to comment this out for now because I think it might not be necessary if it's in my default namespace. Let's put this in my start folder. You can't see the menu. Ignore that. Startup.cs and bam. Okay. I don't know what an IApp builder is, but apparently Owen does. So I've put that there. Now let's build it. Okay, this should certainly fix everything. Programming blind. Refresh. Same error. Okay, so now I will add the app key back in. Owen app startup value equals fully qualified name of startup class. That is startup, right? That's the name of the class. And then namespace, oh, it's in app start. That's probably the problem because it's not in my namespace. So let's get rid of this for now again. Try it again. Build. Change the namespace. Why is this so hard? Go, work. This isn't what I want to spend my time doing. It really isn't. Yes! Okay, so ChessWhiz solved a problem that he could totally not figure out using the internet. I've never even used this man before, this Owen guy. And yet, it's now working. And the solution obviously was to create startup.cs and put this thing here in my app start folder. That will just make everything work. Thank you, Stack Overflow. So we're now done with all this stuff. Let's just close all documents. And fixed, added, start. Oh, this is everything, isn't it? Whoa, this is my updates. Updated packages. Added start class for Owen, whoever he is. Okay. Now we get started. I lost that. Whoa, crazy openings. Getting started with Signalr. Done with that, and that. Now we're going to get started with Signalr. Cool. Let's go to examine the code. Where's the code? Could I have a tutorial that's better? Because I read faster than that. Okay, I'm looking for a file that's called Signalr. Searching the solution for Signalr. It's in my packages. Yes, there it is. jQuery Signalr. Yeah, right there. Cool. Cool, I've got Signalr. Okay, so now let's make a hub. In controllers slash this is a folder called arcade. There's an arcade folder in there, and then a new class. Sorry, you can't see the menu, called Uprising hub. And it's going to be of type hub. Signalr hub class. We are making progress. I'm making a hub. Now this is the class that like gets and sends messages. So this is going to work. Look at that. Uprising hub inherits from hub. It has a hello, which sends hello, which calls a method called hello to all clients. That's not really what I want, but okay, great. So one of the things the server is going to do is send a message that says this piece is being added to the board. Because right now in the game, when you're moving the knight around, the bad guys are appearing on the board, and that's being done by the client. We can't trust the client to put them in the right place, so now it's going to be the server tells you where they go. So we're going to have a function called add enemy. I'm sure this will change by the time it's done. And now we need a model. I think I should I wonder if I should move some of this into another project. Because this is going to get super entangled. Because it's inside my website. Let's go models / arcade / new folders Uprising. And now we'll create a model. Enemy model. So this is a class which represents an enemy, and it has a property, and it is an integer, and it's called position x, and that's where it's going to appear in the x position. And then this is position y, and then it's going to have a long called birthday, ms milliseconds, which is the millisecond at which it was created. So this game is being tracked by milliseconds. So this is when it's created. So this message is going to be sent at enemy, and it's going to send an enemy model down to all of the players, all the way down. Okay. Hi, I just arrived. Ask Ornicar, how will the client and server communicate? Great question. The answer is we just struggled with the man named Owen, and we set up a library called Signalr, which is part of .NET, or at least you can add it to .NET, and it allows client-server communication over WebSockets. So this is going to be a ASP.NET MVC application running on the server side, with Signalr, which is allowing WebSockets communication between the browser and the server, client and server. And at this call, it's going to add an enemy, which is an enemy, to the chessboard. So this is a big leap forward if this actually adds an enemy. So now let's actually go back to my tutorial and see how this is done. Oh look, this is step 6. Add exactly what I just added. Namespace Signalr chat, interesting. Okay. Add HTML page. So here's the HTML. Great. I got some styles. Got a container. It's got some things. So including this. This is the Signalr library. So I'm going to include that in my Uprising page. I don't think there's any. Yes, it can be completed. Why are you lying to me? It can definitely be completed. I can open this. The operation can be completed. I don't believe you. Yes, it can. So Visual Studio says I can't open my files, so I'm killing it. I think that Visual Studio has a problem. So you're dead, Visual Studio. Let's bring you back again alive. Now can I open my files, please? Exception has been thrown by the target of an invocation. Well, what else would throw an exception? Of course, the target of an invocation. The format of the messages is JSON. That's correct, Ornikar. Some people call it JSON, and I'm one of those people. So I can't open any of my files. That's pretty problematic to me right now. I'd like to be able to open these files. Let's see if I can open my... I can open my server-side files, but not my client-side files. The operation could not be completed. Oh, this is a problem that most people don't encounter when they're programming, which is their IDE, also known as their development environment, their development environment, not allowing them to open their files. So maybe I need to reboot my computer, but I'm not going to do that because I'll drop the stream. So I will find a way to open this file. I'm looking at the menu that you can't see. Here's my open with dialog. Can you see that? I want to open it with my HTML editor. Why not? Well, I'll open it with my XML editor. I can open it with the XML editor. That makes no sense at all. But it seems to work fine. That's the wrong file, though. This is a really obnoxious bug. Open with XML editor. And now this stuff's crazy. So usually restarting Visual Studio would fix a problem like Visual Studio being super mean like this. I'm confused. What do I need to check in now? Added placeholder for Uprising. I'm checking this in because I don't trust Visual Studio right now. To not, guys, Visual Studio is better than this. What did I just get? Did I get errors? I got errors because this is not a real text editor. Now do I have errors? Web config is invalid. That's probably what's causing the problem. Configure radio, missing the N. Now can I build? Typo. Web config. Check that in. So maybe the bad web config was preventing me from opening my file. It was! And now it opens even weirder. Open with HTML editor. There. Okay, we're back. So apparently if your web config has an invalid tag in it, then you can't open any files. Interesting fun fact for sure. Now we're linking up to the hubs thing, which I think is the magical. And we're also going to add this, the jQuery reference. We should probably do that one first. Okay, let's go back to the tutorial. We got that. We got hubs. Got some JavaScript. So the rest of this stuff is hubby stuff, right? So let's create a hub manager. Not in models, it's in scripts. Uprising, add a JavaScript file. There. So this is jQuery. It says it runs at the start of the application. Now, bam. this code will grab that hub. Now it's not called chat hub, it's called Uprising hub because the game's called Uprising. So there we go. That may or may not work. Chat.client.broadcast message. Looks like there's this thing that starts the hub. It's not called chat, it's called hub. $.connection.hub.start done, send message.click. So once I'm connected to the hub, then it's going to set some bindings. .server.send. So this calls a method. Yeah, this is 2013 Community Edition of Visual Studio. And the font is a bit small, I'm sorry. I guess I should make it bigger. You know how? Bam, bam, bam. Oh, I could just do that. Okay, let's go in options, text editor, C#. How do you make a text editor? I can't do anything. Internet. Big text, Visual Studio. Zooming in and out. Come on. I know how to do this. You have to go and customize. No, that's not it. Go in options. Change ID fonts. You can follow the ID in the menu bar. Choose tools options, environments, fonts, and colors. Environments, fonts, and colors. Hello? I don't see that. In the options list, choose environments, fonts, and colors. There. Size 13. Okay. That's this big, which is a great size. Now, okay, I've done that for you, Ornicar. Look how big it is. Very big. So this is going to send a message. Let's send an object. And the message is going to be a message. Now let's go over to the hub. We're just testing communication here. And it's calling send. See, let's go back to my tutorial. It's calling send. This is like the first time I've used Signalr in a long time, so I have to kind of learn some of this. So there's a method called send here. So I'm going to call it because this is going to represent the player moving, but obviously right now it just sends a message. So this will be called move. And it's going to reply with add enemy. Oh no, there's an enemy and its position X is 5. And its position Y is 4. And its birth milliseconds is 0. Which I don't need to say, but I will. Okay, and you just sent this enemy back. Now let's put a breakpoint here. Wait, no, don't run it yet. Don't run it. And I'm getting a message. Let's try it. Here's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Uprising. Nothing's going to happen, of course. I didn't include my hub anywhere. So now let's go to my client side hub here. I've got a hub manager. Now I need to reference it. I don't need to reference it. There's no such thing as a hub manager. This is just a bunch of code. So what I need to do instead is reference it in my bundle. My bundle. Where's my bundles? Who moved my bundles? Here they are. See all these cool things? The Uprising bundle includes, first of all, before anything else, I stop debugging. And then arcade / uprising / hubmanager.js. So now this is going to include this JavaScript file. That's what I was missing. Let's build that. Okay. Let's play. It's going to run. It's not available. Run it. Run it. So here's what I'm thinking it's going to do. It's going to load this web page, and then... No, I don't want to close it. Don't be silly. And then it's going to call my bundle, and it's going to reference that file. So then it's going to come over here to this file, and it's going to run this function, which is create a new hub and start it. And when it's done, send a message. Oh no, it's binding a click function. No wonder nothing happens. It's gonna, and when it's done, it's gonna immediately call move and send a message. So I expect in my server side, I expect this breakpoint to be hit, and I expect a message to be written right there. I better stop and start everything because I just took some lines out. Here we go. Let's look at the errors. Signalr is not loaded. Please ensure jQuery.signalr.x.js is referenced before Signalr.js. I can do that. Because look, Signalr. Oh, but it was. It was referenced first. I don't think I'm referencing Signalr/JS at all. So let's check the tutorial and be like, signal, find, signal, find, Signalr.js. Search for JS. It's not referencing it. Well, maybe it's an old tutorial. Let's reference this thing. How bad could it be? Got some JavaScript here. Okay, I'm referencing it because it said to do something else before I do this, and I wasn't doing this, so I'll do it now. Let's see what the error is. How long have you been coding, says Oregonian Captain? About 30 minutes. Nice try. Same error, only now it says it twice. $.signalr is not a function. Oh, it can't find this thing, so that's the problem. It can't find Signalr-2.1.0 -min.js, but it's right over here. jQuery, what? It's right over here. Scripts/jQuery. There it is, scripts /jQuery.signalr.2.1.0.min.js. It's right there. So what's my problem? I think I need the tilde slash to say that it is home slash all that stuff. Let's try it again. No, it's not finding it. 404, not found. Isn't that weird? Because that's the path of this file right here. ChessWhiz, web, ChessWhiz, scripts, jQuery.signalr-2.2.0. Oh, I updated it. Guys, package manager to the rescue. I updated it to 2.2, and I left 2.1 in the reference. I should probably not have to do this. So now the next problem tutorial. Lifetime Oregonian Captain. I've been programming for, what is this, 2015? I've been programming for about 17 years, if that answers your question. Through a variety of languages. But this is my first time with Signalr. Seriously, I played around with it when it came out, and I thought this is so cool, someday I'll use it. Now I'm using it. So it's slow going because it's new for me. But if I were programming in another language, like Basic A, then I would be a whiz. So this is the first thing it did. It's called Chat Hub. Interesting, it's a lowercase c, so maybe that's what I need to do differently. It's lowercase, but you know, I really think it's supposed to match this string, Uprising Hub. So let's see if it does match that string. Chat Hub. Yeah, they made it lowercase. Don't know why, but so maybe it says if the first letter is uppercase, make it lowercase. No, it still doesn't exist. Well, let's put a breakpoint here. And let's see if $.connection exists. It doesn't. Okay. Maybe it's because I'm referencing that before this. Referencing this first, then the bundles, then all this stuff. So I want to do the bundles last because the bundles includes that reference to this file that's having the problem. So I'll do it last, then I'll definitely have jQuery loaded. Still no? References, so difficult. jQuery, Signalr, Signalr hubs, $.connection.chathub. It's magic though. How do you troubleshoot magic? You can't troubleshoot magic. Oh, it looks reasonable. See, theirs is called ChatHub. Namespace Signalr chat. I wonder if I can't find it because of the namespace. That's the root namespace. Reference the auto-generated Signalr hub script. And then it just goes function $.connection.chathub. I'm going to obviously it's not called ChatHub. I'm going to look up Signalr walkthrough and just see another perspective on how it's done. Scroll really fast. Okay, so here's how they made it. They made a move shape hub, which inherits from hub, and they made a model. Cool, I have a model. And they've got their configuration. One thing they don't have is, I don't have this thing on my startup. And it's on the namespace. I didn't mean to put it in there. Type of so I doubt this is the problem, but you never know. They're setting up their Signalr like that. ChessWhiz.web.startup. Web.startup. Okay, they set theirs up like that, so I should set up mine like that. Same problem. I'm expecting the same problem, but you got to take it one step at a time. Yeah. Adding the client. $.connection.moveshapehub. See that? So let's see what they're including. jQuery, jQuery UI, jQuery Signalr, and hubs. It's pretty similar to what I'm including. This is a little bit frustrating now, but if we take this out, because obviously they're not using that, and then we'll try it again. Did I take it out? Okay, I'm going to try putting this in the root namespace, which is ChessWhiz.web, because theirs is in the root namespace, so I should make mine like theirs. Maybe that's how to make it be found. Origami Captain wants to know if I studied computer science in school or if I'm entirely self-taught. Yes, I studied computer science in school, and I'm entirely self-taught. I taught the professors. No, I do have a degree in computer science, but I programmed well before that. So that didn't work, and I didn't want it to because I want this to be in this namespace. Nobody knows how to use Signalr. Nobody knows why $.connection is null. So let's Google that. $connection is undefined. Look at that. People search for this all the time. This is all I need to do. Ask Stack Overflow. Go straight to the answer. And the answer is try taking hub name off your class. I can't do that. There ain't no hub name on my class. Mine wouldn't work. And that's the answer. Also try putting your hubs in a folder called hubs at the root of your project. Try removing register bundles. Oh, that actually could be the problem here. This could be the problem, be the order that everything's included. So Let's go to the layout file again. So the layout says first I'm rendering my first is my body, and then I'm loading my jQuery. See that? So jQuery comes later. That's a problem because my Signalr depends on it. So first it loads Signalr inside this gizmo, and then it loads jQuery later. That's the problem. I need to load jQuery first. And so the simple solution is just to put this right up in here where it happens first. But that's not the right answer. I don't want to load hubs, all this Signalr stuff, unless I'm on a page that needs it. So I'm not going to load it on the home page, for example. So I actually am going to break the norm. You're supposed to put your scripts at the bottom. I'm putting them at the top because you're allowed to do that too. And that's going to make jQuery load first. So let's see if that fixes it. The web page not available. What if I run the program and then load the page? And then it works. So we did solve problem number 2. We have had 2 amazingly difficult problems already, both stumping ChessWhiz fully, and both times Stack Overflow solved the problem. Not a big surprise. Definitely gives me an itch. But the solution to the first one, I don't remember. And the second one, I've already broken through by moving my jQuery reference before my Signalr reference. So now that that's done, we can see the game once again works after the timer stops timing. So we're done with that. And well, we want that main tutorial actually. This one or this one? They're both nice. We don't want these though. Okay, so we'll probably need those tutorials. So now that it loads with no errors, we can see if it's hitting that breakpoint up there in the. Oh, let's pin this. So it looks like it's not calling .move properly. Pin this thing to the hub manager. Pin that. Okay. So it's maybe I need an uppercase M. Let's see how they do it, because you know it should be lowercase in the client and uppercase in the server, and who wants to have it wrong? So broadcast message is a small b. You see that? Send is a capital S, and send is a small s. I wonder if it's got special code that says I don't care what you do, I'll handle this. I'll try it with a capital M, see if that's the solution. Load. It did not hit my breakpoint. It did not enter this move function, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to come in here and give me a message. So it could be because it never got in here, or it could be because it didn't never get in there. So let's go find out if it got in there. Hub.server.move is not a function? You're kidding me. Well, that's the problem. There's actually a problem. Hub.server.move is not a function. Well, I'd be really interested to know what hub.server has got in it. Small m. Really? Good. So it automatically, check it out, it automatically lowercases it for you. So we're going to make this move player in the small m. Then you go to the server, and what do you know? You're allowed to have it be capital M, because Signalr is so awesome. When this works, it's going to be awesome. ChessWhiz sounds squeaky at 1.5x playback, according to Beats by Death. It's not a big surprise, because ChessWhiz sounds squeaky at 1x playback also. Refresh the page, hit the breakpoint, hub.server.move is a function. It does Signalr magic. Signalr connection must be started before data can be sent. Call start before send. I must be missing a command to start. That would be here. Let's search this document for start. Yeah, it's the only start. So somehow, ooh, start is everywhere. start. Clearly, I already am starting. It says start.done.function. Just happen when it's done. When it's done. So that's another stumper. See if this one's any different. I think this is how you get callbacks from the server. So let's put that there. Obviously, this is the hub. And this is going to be add enemy. And it's just going to tell me that an enemy was added. So this actually should, now it's hooked up so that it comes in here and it's like, add enemy. And it's going to pass this thing down and add it. So it could work if it worked, but it doesn't work. So it's a problem. But if it were to work, it would really work. So the error is still, I assume. Refresh that again. Didn't hit my breakpoint, did I? Because maybe that's not how you call things. Oh, it looks like you don't have to send a JSON object. You just send parameters like this. Parameter 1, parameter 2. And that's picked up in the hub here. 1, 2. So that's one change I can make is I don't have to send a message. I'll just send a message. This couldn't get any more confusing, could it? And then that'll be automatically bound to the first parameter. It works, guys. It works. This is the breakpoint on the server, and bam, it says a message. So what we've just accomplished is the client, which is the browser, sent a message up to the server and said, "Hey, dude, a message." And the server got that. Watch this now. The server's going to be like, "Oh yeah, a message." And it's going to create a new enemy. I got my enemy right here. It's going to be like, "Everybody, add this enemy." Now down here, I'm going to put a breakpoint in here. Is it going to call back? Bam! And the client's like, "Oh, did you say I should add an enemy? Guess I'll receive that." And here's the object right here, enemy. Position X5, position Y4, birth millisecond 0. This was awesome. And I'm being told to go play Augur.io, but no, I'm not going to play Augur.io because I'm going to create Augur.io as soon as I get this rolling. This is exciting. This is exciting because server-client architecture is working. They're able to communicate. So now all we need to do is everything, all we have left. This is a great, and look at that, added enemy, object, blah, blah, blah. So let's remove the alert. And let's check this in because it actually, yes, I want to stop debugging. Cancel that. Save everything, build everything. Check this in. Signalr placeholders. Placeholders. It's cryptocurrency people. They hodl, they don't hold. So now, and integrate Signalr is done. Bam. So now we're going to build the game engine. That's still too broad. Next. Man, I need to take a few moments to focus. So this has been part 1. Let's go to part 2. So I'm going to take a few moments to think about what to do next. We're going to have a 5-minute break here. I'll just go back to my desktop so you can see me setting up the break. All I have to do is put this thing on 300,000 milliseconds, and it'll count. All right, my counter is working. So this has been part 1. In part 2, we're going to do interesting things with this communication, but we already have the communication set up. So that was pretty productive. We hit a few major roadblocks, and we got through them with the pressure on of people watching. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes, or now if you're on YouTube. This has been ChessWhiz Arcade. Thanks for watching.